I'm Edmond Dante, and I'm gonna draw my freaking life. I was 19 around the time, and I led a pretty successful life. I was about to be captain of a ship, engaged, and I was adored by almost everyone who knew me, except these three guys. Danglars, Fernand, and Caderousse, who led a strong jealousy against me and wanted to see me burned to the ground. So they made a letter accusing me of treason, which is kind of the truth since I had to deliver a letter on the part of my recently deceased captain. The letter was to Bonaparte's sympathizers in Paris, and since it was his dying wish, I had to take it. I had no leads in politics, but the evidence still caught up to me, and I was arrested on my own freaking wedding because of my alleged crimes of treason. In jail, I met an old Italian priest by the name of Abbe Faria, and over the course of the next 8 years, he taught me all there is to know about language, culture, science, and history. He even told me about a large fortune on an island far away, hidden, where we could get to if we ever escaped from this jail. Soon after he died, I took this opportunity to escape and took his place in the body bag and left him in my cell. This is where they threw me out to sea, which I did not entirely expect. I escaped from the body bag and swam to freedom. What kind of fish is that? That's disgusting. I traveled to the island Monte Cristo to find the treasure, which I did, and I realized what my part was in all of this. I was God's tool to deal out rewards to those who did good and punishment to those who did bad. I traveled back to Marseille, disguised as an Italian priest, Abbe Busoni, which I used to talk to Caderousse. This is when he told me all about the letter, my father dying, and Fernand marrying Mercedes. But the worst part was Fernand and Danglars grew very powerful and rich. I gave Caderousse a diamond for all his guilt and repent from what happened in the past. My former employer Morel had helped me a great deal before while I was in prison with my family, and since he was near bankrupt, I paid off all his debt anonymously with a new disguise I had made. I returned to Rome under the disguise of a new persona named the Count of Monte Cristo. Oh yeah. So then I met this kid Albert, who was the son of Fernand and Mercedes. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Then he got caught by a bandit by the name of Luigi. And then I went to come and save him. This is when we befriended each other, and then he introduced me to the Paris life. Look at us, partner. Oh, and look at all those people adoring me. Even my enemies liked me. They couldn't see through my disguise of conning Monte Cristo, and this I could use to my advantage. Now, my plans for revenge can unfold. I first get my revenge on Fernand, or the Count of Morcerf. What I know about him is that he betrayed his patron, Ali Pasha, to the Turks, and then he sold his wife and daughter into slavery. But I bought the daughter, her name's Haiti, and then we became pretty close, if you know what I mean. She testified against Fernand, and everyone figured out about his betrayal, and then he got disgraced, and then Mercedes and Albert left. I then confronted Fernand by myself, and then I told him who I really was. I'm freaking Edmond Dante, and he was like, what? The next part's my favorite because he gets so messed up that he commits suicide. And then I'm like, 1 down, 2 to go. The next person on my list is Villefort. Oh, I think that was supposed to do together. It started out in simple steps like me introducing poison to his wife, Madame Villefort, who then went on to try to kill the entire family. Like, what the frick, woman, what's wrong with you? But it was all part of the plan, so it was okay, you know? This is when it gets cray, because this is when Villefort is pointed out that he almost committed infanticide. Long story short, he and Madame Danglars had an affair, and they got pregnant, and then he tried to bury the baby in a hole in my house's backyard. I'm like, what the heck, man? Villefort returns home to see that his wife's committed suicide and killed her son too, driving him insane. I realized how I couldn't save the boy and failed, so maybe I took my revenge too far. I'm not God's tool, and I do not have as much control as I thought I did. Now for the final person on my list. Danglars. My revenge started out pretty early on when I first met him. I opened up like a million credit accounts for him and I like wasted all his money so he's like almost broke. And then I manipulated his wife, and then that made him waste more money until he was left with nothing and forced him to leave the country. But before he could leave, he got kidnapped by my friend Luigi. Luigi took all his money during his stay, so he's left with basically nothing. Then I come and give him his freedom. Now get the heck out of here. I felt pretty content at that point, but I felt like I could do another good deed. This deed was helping Moral's son, Maximilian, to save Valentine, who got poisoned by Madame Villefort during her crazy rampage. So, what I did was give her a pill to make her sleep, and then she acted dead. And everyone thought she was dead. I got really distraught and thought about suicide, but I was like, dude, she's right here, man. And he was like, oh my goodness, I love you. And I was like, yeah, I'm so cool. Then me and my love, Haiti, got together and we journeyed on trying to find a new life. Oh, and I'm happy. The end. Count of Monte Cristo. Thank you, bye.